So we are live. So Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for today's Throwback Thursday organized by Iskcon Seshadripuram CA. Today we are very fortunate to have with us His Grace Hari Guru Gaur Prabhuji. So to give a brief introduction about Prabhuji, so Prabhuji was basically born in Bangalore, and by profession Prabhuji is a doctor, and he has done his degree. He has taken his degree from AIIMS Jodhpur. So AIIMS is in India, it's the, what do you say, like the best medical institute from where you can get the degree. From is from the most prestigious institute of India, from where you can get doctor's degree. And Prabhuji's great grandfather was Srila Prabhupada's disciple. And currently, Prabhuji is very actively engaged in different services of Guru Maharaj. Being a doctor, so Prabhuji is also part of Guru Maharaj's healthcare team and actively engaged in uh, Guru Maharaj's health team. No, maybe more Prabhuji when he speaks, he can give more about different services that Prabhuji is doing. So we welcome you, Prabhuji, by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Over to you, Prabhuji. And I request all the devotees to please turn on your video if it's possible for you, so that Prabhuji also knows who all are there, and they are not just some boxes. So just a humble request to all the devotees. Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to speak about Guru Maharaj. I am utterly not qualified to say anything or speak anything about such a Maha Bhagavata. I mean, it said like a moment's association with a Vaishnava is so valuable, and I don't know how, by causeless mercy of all you Vaishnavas, and I don't know how, but I've been blessed with lots of association of Guru Maharaj, and I'm really humbling myself here and trying to speak by mercy of Guru Maharaj. And actually, I am right now next to Guru Maharaj. He's in the next room. I'm in Iskcon South Bangalore, and Guru Maharaj just opened this new temple here, and Netron Milanam, the event has just happened. So this is the picture that everyone knows outside what's happening. So inside, it's completely, it's, you just can't understand how Guru Maharaj is actually saying. So I just beg Guru Maharaj, please, Guru Maharaj, please empower me to actually speak something about you. I am utterly not qualified, but I want to do it for your pleasure. Because Guru Maharaj wants that the disciples grow in their spiritual life and develop that very intimate bond with their spiritual master and hear about him. So I request everyone's blessings here before I begin. Hare Krishna. Mukam karoti vanchalam pangam langayate giram yat kripat maham vande Shri Gurum Deenataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya. Yeah. So I just wanted to begin by sharing what is Guru Maharaj's mood, how he's such an exemplary Vaishnava devotee and such a obedient servant of Srila Prabhupada. So the audio is okay? Okay. So yesterday, actually, when Guru Maharaj was here in Iskcon South Bangalore, so they requested Guru Maharaj to just speak a few words in the evening, one small class. So yesterday you might have seen Guru Maharaj gave a class, right? So gave a class about temple, and it was a pretty long class. Just before that, actually, his oxygen level, all that just came down just while he was in the room. And currently his condition is such that he just coughs or if he just stands up, that itself is a huge stress to his body. That that much oxygen also it's coming down. We actually requested Guru Maharaj, please, Guru Maharaj, please, we cannot have you give an elaborate class today. Please come back. Actually, no class, just please rest. So he said, okay, I'll just give 5 minutes and come back. And once he's on the stage, then he said, okay, just going to take a little longer. So I was actually reading Prabhupada Leelamrit just a few weeks back, and there I just got, it's not a new thing that is happening, I understood. So I was reading Prabhupada Leelamrit, where one time Prabhupada, he was very sick. He was in the US, and then he was very sick with some heart palpitations, heart beating fast, and he's getting dizziness. So many complaints like that. And the disciples told him, Prabhupada, you should not travel. So they actually said, should not travel. That's a very big thing that a disciple could say as spiritual master. So, but then Prabhupada saw the mood of that disciples there and didn't say anything. He said, okay. At that moment, he agreed. And then the last moment, he just did whatever he wanted to. And he went ahead with his plans. So there, Satsvarup Maharaj, he writes a line. He said, who were they to stop him? So then it just made sense. Like, who are we trying to stop him? Who are we? We can't stop him. If he wills to preach, there's nothing that can stop him. So, of course, but then I got another realization there, that it is also normal that the disciples who are very intimate or very close with the spiritual master they have done like that, where they told the spiritual master, please, no, slow down. It's okay. Enough of preaching. Please rest. So like that. So, but at the same time, I understand that I can't make any change in the outcome. We can just communicate our heart to him, but he's going to relentlessly continue his preaching endeavors in the service of Srila Prabhupada. So, and he's always jovial about it. Say, for example, if we all have so many bodily ailments, not even so many body ailments, one headache, then we're like, today I can't come to service, or today I can't do it. Or even if we do it, there's a lot of frustration, or like, I'm just really having a bad time here. I'm just still trying to do, But Guruma is so jovial, and you've seen that video that was circulated recently, right? When Indradumna Maharaj asks Guru Maharaj, so how are you feeling? And then he says, see, I'm wheelchair bound. I had a stroke, but it looks like I'm a wreck, but I'm happy. I'm happy in Krishna consciousness. So it's not like he's telling it on the stage, or he's just telling it like that. You actually get to see his genuine joy at all times, because he's in Krishna consciousness. He's always in that joyful mood, and of course, things that are not in line with the Prabhupada sometimes might disturb his heart, but the sadness or anything is nothing related to him. He doesn't get upset or anything about the difficulties he has to undergo for trying to do any particular service. Like one time, we were in Mayapur, and Prajvilas Prabhu is doing this huge campaign for TOVP. So they invited Guru Maharaj to come. It was like the 50th anniversary of Radhamadhav installation, and there was a huge crowd there. Actually, huge crowd actually was only waiting for seeing Guru Maharaj. So Prajvilas Prabhu said, "Please come, just speak one line. Just please come." So at that time, Guru Maharaj, he had a high fever. He could barely even speak anything. No voice was coming out. High fever. So we were saying, please, Guru Maharaj, please rest. So we were trying. His bed was on the right side, so we were taking his wheelchair by force to make him rest. And he said, no, 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 this side. Just put his hand like this, and then no, 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 I need to go this side. Then we had to come to some bargaining, like, okay, so no speech or anything. You won't listen that you have a fever, you should take rest. So at least take this medicine. So we were giving this paracetamol medicine. It's called Dolo. So please take this Dolo, Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj said, Dolo. And no voice was coming out, but after listening to the word Dolo, he said, Golo Kera Prema Dhana. Harinama Sankirtan. So he's always in that mood. However, the body is always in that mood. And listening to Guru Maharaj, we were, before that situation, fever and all that, we were all sad, depressed, anxiety, worried, all. Then listening to him, we also got cheered up. We also were like, okay. So there was one very special moment. We have this Sunday health meeting for Guru Maharaj. So one Sunday, we asked him, so Guru Maharaj, how is your sleep doing? How are you feeling? How is your pain? How is your breathing? How is that? How is this? So systematically, he was patiently answering each and every question, each and everything. How is his sleep? How is that? How is this? Everything he was answering. So then finally, at the conclusion of the meeting almost, so then at the conclusion, he asked, so Guru Maharaj, is there anything that you would like to share with us? Any other complaint with you? Any other symptom that you want to discuss? I said, yes, actually, there's one more. So the other day, I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. And during that time, so I felt like very difficult in breathing at that time. And couldn't breathe, and my mouth was foaming a bit, and I couldn't see clearly. My eyes were all watery at that time. And that moment, we figured it was not a material symptom that he was sharing with us. He was actually sharing his ecstatic symptom with us. That it wasn't like a material symptom. And while telling this, because he began like this, and then he said, I don't think you have any treatment for that. And then he just burst out laughing. And then from his eyes, there was little a few drops that were coming out from his eyes at that time. So this was a very, very special, that whatever he shared at that time was very special. Like, shared one of his ecstatic moments that was happening. But he's always in that. He's always in that ecstasy feeling. Like one time, there was a news going on. Recently, there was this Taliban war, remember? So it was all over the news. So in the news, there were, there's this people with that turbans. They were Taliban, and they were going around with guns, shooting. So at that time, any normal person will see that and be like, "Yo, what? So much killing, all that," and it's like disturbing scene. And Guru Maharaj was just laughing at that time. So I understand, why is Guru Maharaj laughing here? So then that day he was giving the Chaitanya Charitamrita class. So at that time, the class description was that they were the soldiers in the army of Chandkazi at that time, who were the title also is there, like the drunk Muslim soldier gets liberated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So it was like it was that topic. So they actually get Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love of Godhead. So they were drunk and they were leches, but that time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, out of his causeless mercy, gives them love of Godhead. And they all offer prostrated obeisances to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu at that time. And so that was what Guru Maharaj was remembering, that I understood. So because every day when he's giving class, so he goes through what is the topic that he has to speak about, listens, then he comes in that particular mood and then gives. So it's not like whatever he's seeing around him, he sees, we see like probably that particular material event or something, but Guru Maharaj is seeing a Leela. So if he's seeing something, he tries to remember a Leela. He doesn't try, artificially try. He just automatically that Leela comes to him and then his reaction is like that. So every time it's like a guesswork or some like a game for us around him to think, oh, now what he's thinking about, or now what he's probably doing. And similarly, he's trying to get us into the same mood. So this is his mood, actually. It's always mood of Gaur Prema, and it's always in that ecstatic mood. And another characteristic, if we were to discuss about a person who is an exalted devotee of the Lord, it's humility. So, Guru Maharaj, he's the senior most sannyasi in the whole of ISKCON. Senior most, has so many number of disciples, numbers in lakhs. And wherever he goes, the people who just fighting around, have one glimpse, one darshan, and wherever he goes, there's worship and all those things. And to understand that that a person like this can actually be humble also is. So when so much of worship is going around, it's still Guru Maharaj, still in that humble mood. One time there was this doctor who he was talking to, and we were next to her and transcribing what Guru Maharaj was saying to her. So the transcription became habitual. So what the doctor was saying also, we just transcribed to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj just looked at us and I understand what she's saying, but she won't understand what I am saying. Because my speech is like that, no? So then listening to that, we couldn't just transcribe that. We felt like a bit emotional at the time, that it was like Guru Maharaj is saying like this, like speech is like that. Guru Maharaj, no, it's not like that. And the other doctor who was actually listening to this, she asked, like, what did Guru Maharaj say? I said, I just transcribed. Then she said, no, Guru Maharaj, don't think like that. I mean, that was the first time she addressed Guru Maharaj as Guru Maharaj. He's one of the treating doctors. And with his humility, he just won her heart like this. So, and then after that, subsequently, she came into that reverential mood, and that she comes and she took a big Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita set, and all those things, being inspired by Guru Maharaj like this. And, so this is how he actually captivates a person's heart. Not by, I mean, at the initial level, person cannot see the devotion in him, but even a neophyte or any other person, they can see the simple quality of such humility in him, and their heart just gets captivated looking at him. Even one such incident happened with me. This was during the very first starting time when I was in Guru Maharaj's service. Still, I mean, I don't say that I have the right mood even now. So I'm trying to improve it. A couple of years back, still a neophyte. So I didn't have that particular mood still. So I heard about Guru Maharaj being so reciprocative to others. So like one time, if someone offers him obeisances, he also offers. Like in the wheelchair, he's not able to offer, but whatever he's able to do in the wheelchair, he actually does to everyone. It's like, what really? How do you do like that? I mean, I think this is getting a little overboard. So let me test. I still regret thinking like that, but I went ahead like that. So I thought, okay, let me test. Let's see. So I didn't. I didn't offer any obeisances, or I didn't do anything. And so we just casually do. Now we just take our hand like this, and then just do like this, like that. So I went with a plan. Like, okay, is Guru Maharaj really going to reciprocate? And I just went to the room. Then it's like, Guru Maharaj. He was doing something there. He was actually with his hands were occupied. He put that on the table, put that particular whatever he's holding on the table, and with his left hand, he reciprocated. I felt like it was a slap. You never doubt your spiritual master. Spiritual master, you should never doubt. And there was no necessity for him to actually do that. I am who in front of him, and there's no necessity for him to actually reciprocate with me. Still, he has that quality of reciprocating with anyone, everyone. He's respectful to everyone. That's how humble he is. Because unless you consider yourself really humble, you can't respect even the smallest of individuals. And he was actually respecting a fallen soul, even like me at that time. And I felt so shameful. And this is a real Maha Bhagavatam. And it's like I shouldn't play with fire. So Guru is very affectionate, really sweet in all his dealings. Like even he tried to see the good in everyone. Like his surgeon who was there, who did the liver kidney transplant. So he's actually a Muslim. But then he also knows a little bit of Ramayana. And Guru Maharaj, he glorifies this surgeon, saying that he knows Ramayana. You can recite Ramayana. I was so impressed. I was, wow, he can speak the Tamil Ramayana. That is so nice. And so he has something good to speak about everyone. Like even the person who's doing demigod worship, like Ganesha, she's like doing very nice. And then he says, Ganesha is such a nice devotee of the Lord. He's doing worship of Ganesha in that. So I hope he gets that nice blessing to come to Krishna. So there's nothing like look down upon a person or anything. Anybody. And Guru Maharaj doesn't feel like this is what we're seeing here. It's photo of the Lord, or doesn't. Like actually the Lord is here. So very intensely he takes darshan. So the way he takes darshan is not normal. I mean, you just really observe how he takes darshan. His eyes just widen up, and they get a little teary. He's like watching intensely. You can understand that he's having an intense prayer there, and this is at any time, any odd hour. Just imagine, like he's still at bed, morning 4:30 a.m. So just wake up from bed, and he's still on bed, clean the eyes a bit, and after that just show, man, this is darshan, Mangalarti darshan, Mayapur, Radha Mother. So his eyes just widen this much. This happens every day. They widen so much, and it takes this intense darshan. And the way he's taking darshan also, it's not like when he's in the bed, he doesn't show himself in the unclean state. So he's properly covered, properly all this. No, his feet is not open, it's like all covered. And so conscious about all that. Like, I don't want to show myself to the Lord like that. And some other person, if they non-challenge you, or they're not thinking about this, what's going on, and then they mechanically, if they're trying to carry on their work, it's like Guru Maharaj, everything is on the bed. He has to pass water. All nature calls sometimes they happen on the bed. So one time, similarly, when Guru Maharaj is having a darshan like this, one of the servants, so mechanically was just opening the bed sheet like this, and then trying to just take that urine and all that. Then Guru Maharaj said, "What are you doing? Having darshan? Don't." And that sir, he just got I did a big offense. So thing, and it's feeling so bad. And then Guru Maharaj, just after like next time he saw him, so he just, "Oh, Sham, Gaur, Hari." He called him immediately with his name. "Ah, such a nice devotee. Come here." That's it. Now you can just imagine how just blissful that devotee, that servant must be feeling when the moment Guru Maharaj just spoke to him like that. So he's very conscious not to agitate the minds of anyone. He doesn't want to cause harm or anxiety to anyone. Not forget physical. Not even that mental plane. He wants another person to be least bit hurt by his actions. He'll take whatever steps to actually ensure that they're peaceful, happy, they're not in anxiety. Even if they're not in anxiety, he doesn't hesitate to apologize. Guru Maharaj doesn't hesitate to apologize to anyone. There's no need. He has all rights over our bodies, our minds, everything. He can just do anything with us. Just go jump. We jump. There's no need for him to worry about our minds, which are already corrupt. But still, he doesn't hesitate to say, "Are you all right? Are you that? Or did you feel bad about that?" Don't mind. So we were talking about respect to other devotees. So simultaneously, how many people he is respecting at one point of time, you see in this context. So he was giving class one time. So we were in Bangalore. We were in Iskcon Seshadripuram. So again, he was having health issues at that time. And then he said, especially at that time, he had this cellulitis problem, like a leg infection. So he said, no. This, like, we should not move the leg. We should just always keep this leg very firmly like this, and no class, all that. He said, "Please, can I?" He intended to give a class because he's been the temple president over there has been requesting to give class. So give one class. So he wanted to try to satisfy the temple president by showing him some respect. And once he was there, then he put that arm, the leg raise, and all that. Then Guru Maharaj said, respecting the audience there who are sitting next to him, actually, you're all Vaishnavas, and I'm showing my feet. But the doctors are saying I should keep my legs raised. So I'm just trying to cover this up. So he has respect for the doctors who are trying to serve him, the Vaishnavas who have come to listen to him, the temple president who has tried to organize the whole event and requested it for his class. So at a single point of time, he's trying to satisfy everyone around. And he's very successful in that. And then he's just won everyone's hearts in that activity. So respectful and so humble to every individual over there. And he tries to talk to the particular individual in their tone or in their level spiritually. Someone who is not very much spiritually inclined or in that particular line yet. So he talks to them in that particular way. And then he tries to get them little ahead from that. So like that, just started a conversation with one of the doctors. So she said, so after listening to the whole advice the doctor has given, he says, "You're doing so much for me. Thank you. What can I do for you?" And then she just gave a smile. And then Guru Maharaj said, "So do you know what is Hare Krishna? Do you chant Hare Krishna?" I know Hare Krishna, but I don't chant, no time. I feel sometimes we should chant. Yeah. He said, "See," he just took his clicker like this, and I said, "See, just simple, while you're walking in your corridor, waiting for the lift or something, chant like this, clicker, chant Hare Krishna." And then you just processing like this. Would you like me to give one of these to you? Clicker. Would you like one of me? Give me one of these to you. It's like, okay, all right. Then given this to her. Then says, okay. So then he looks at us. Give the mantra card. Tell the Panchatattva mantra. Then we just think, okay, yes. So he wants us to explain immediately what is the Panchatattva mantra, what's Hare Krishna. Just chant like this 108 times, please do. And then his memory also. This incident happened long back. The next time he saw her, he remembers. He asked, "How many are you chanting now?" Then he said, "I try to do 30 times." So I said, like 30 rounds? Then 30 times I tried to 30 times this mantra. Then the servants next, "Please, one round, 108 times you do one round like that." So we were in that mood. We were about to tell this to her. We must like, wow, nice. 30 rounds, 30 names. So if you continue to do like that, 30 into 365, so you have so much of spiritual credit in your bank balance. It's like, wow, really? Yes. Then he told the whole story, like from the Padma Puran and other Puranas, like how, like little bit if you do devotional service, how much benefit that you have from that. And then they were so motivated. And the next time they said, "Oh, I am doing 108. So I want to make my daughter also do. Can you have one more of those?" So this is like a live example. Like you've seen that first time, they don't care so much and everything. And then by like that second time, third time, you're seeing that they're actually coming forward themselves, asking for more and other, help in chanting like that. So in fact, one time, similarly, this is just one story. And then there are so many of doctors and nurses just got motivated from Guru Maharaj in this way. So there's one nurse who just came to Guru Maharaj for blessings, and then similarly Guru Maharaj motivated her. And this was going on when he was getting transplanted. So during his transplant time, the seed that he has sowed to if for one person like this. So now again, when he came back, that particular nurse is actually preaching. So she's preaching around to all her junior nurses and other nurses, ward staff, housekeeping people, security guards. So she's preaching. And Guru Maharaj is so proud of that. So proud that she was doing this. And it's not like she was very much connected also. So she was doing in her own way, but Guru Maharaj is so proud that she came and then asked Guru Maharaj more clickers, more mantrakas, prashadam, small laddu packets or anything. And all these things actually made Guru Maharaj feel so happy that time. So irrespective of what was going on, he was so happy that there was some preaching activity that was going on. And he came actually for some other work. came to get one particular test done and all that. So he flew all the way from Kolkata, came to Chennai, and the last moment the doctor said, no, it won't happen. We're sorry. So the whole trip, whole endeavor was like a waste. There was nothing. He could have just stayed back there and rested, or carried on with other official works or anything. So, but this one small thing, looking that, okay, that nurse is doing some preaching service over here, he was so happy. So he had like so many reasons to feel upset about that situation. And he chose the smallest of reason to feel like very happy about that. And he was going around telling so many of other servants, hey, she's doing that, she's doing preaching, she's doing this, give more to her, give more to her, give more to this, encourage her, like that. So I actually want to say more, but maybe I'll share one more incident. Then after that, we'll have maybe one. Prabhuji was saying that maybe there's like question answers. So Guru Maharaj's memory, like we just shared, like how much Guru Maharaj's memory is, all that. In fact, his memory was so sharp. Like he knows every Thursday, 5 o'clock, there's a GBC meeting. So he was in the hospital one time, and the 2 days before that, he's completely unconscious. He was in the ventilator for some. So he's still on the ventilator, okay? Still on ventilator. He had some special permission for some servants to be there along with him. Still on the ventilator, resting. It was 5:50, suddenly wakes up. It was 4:50, suddenly wakes up. Says, what time is it? I mean, he was indicating with his actions. Times. He had on the ventilator tube and everything, and he was indicating with his actions. And like, he's actually, we were wondering, he's actually serious? He wants to attend a GBC meeting in this condition? And I called up Mahavra Prabhu, who's his secretary, saying, Prabhuji, this is, I can't understand. What is this? Do you actually, can you actually allow this? Can you please convince Guru Maharaj to, tell that this is impossible? I called up Mahavra Prabhu. He said, oh, no way he's going to miss. I'm coming. So we'll have to conduct that meeting. Then we actually conducted that meeting. So there was lines going here. There was some IV drips going here. There's a tube here. He's breathing through a ventilator. And there's some drain or that to his abdomen. All his legs were having that covering for that. It's like a protective thing for the legs. So all of his limbs were occupied. There was something going on in the hand. All his limbs were occupied. His face, everything was occupied. He just had one finger to move a little bit like this. And then he actually conducted a whole meeting in that condition and discuss about so many issues that were happening in Spain and all that. He was discussing about other devotee who, unfortunately, because of his poor health, couldn't do some services in Spain. Please, you have to give him another chance. That was the message heading. I just can't explain. This is Guru's mood. He just cares for everyone. He's just always thinking how much he can serve Srila Prabhupada. Even with 1 inch, 1 drop of blood, whatever he has in his body is just before the Netron Melanam. Now we actually did one elaborate procedure. He couldn't stand, giving him oxygen. So he can't stand without oxygen support. And then he did this whole ritual of Prana Pratishta of the deities and everything. This is where he is. I really can't say anything more. Very good. Thank you for the opportunity, Akshay.
Thank you for such a wonderful pastimes of Guru Maharaj. When you were explaining in the starting that when Guru Maharaj sees something, he actually sees Gaur Leela. So just remembering about Srila Prabhupada, like when Srila Prabhupada also used to travel with his disciples, and he used to ask disciples, okay, what do you see here? What do you see there? So Prabhupada also was seeing everywhere some Leela that is happening, something is spiritual, everything he was converting into the spiritual world. And same way Guru Maharaj also, like we can see in following the footsteps of Srila Prabhupada, he's also the same mood. Everywhere he's seeing the Leela, different pastimes like Dolo. Dolo Gera Prem Dhana. So just amazing. That's very wonderful, very inspiring, Prabhuji. So there's still a lot of time. I just wanted to understand, Prabhuji, like from the service perspective, like because Guru Maharaj is a Maha Bhagavat, and from the outside, we just know, okay, Guru Maharaj is there, health team is there, they're doing some services. Maybe if it is possible for you to share, maybe you can tell about the structure of health team of Guru Maharaj, how many duties are there, how the structure is, how do you manage, take care of Guru Maharaj's health, so that we also understand, okay, how deeply, one should take care of his spiritual master. Because from outside, we just know, okay, Guru Maharaj is there, devotees are taking care, and we do our services here. So if you can shed some light on that, please.
Yes. So there's an international group of devotees who are part of the health team. So this is the coordinator of the health team is Her Grace Shiromani Mataji, and there is other doctors who are it's the in charge, or the management is taken care by Sri Vallabh Prabhu and Vinay Gaurchand Prabhu and Hari Leela Prabhu, Mahavra Prabhu. So they are part of the health team management committee, and they try to moderate the discussions, take it in whichever line that they want to, the best interest of Guru Maharaj. There's radiologists, dermatologists, there's people from almost all departments who are there. Still, of course, we still find ourselves very much incompetent to deal with many issues. But there are many doctors who are trying to give their best, who are part of the health team. And we have these meetings to discuss about all the issues, big to small, everything for Guru Maharaj's health. And we try to do that. So that's the structure. And anyone who's a doctor and everything, they're all interviewed by team. They find them professionally adequate and also spiritually in the right mood. Then they get an opportunity to participate in Guru Maharaj health team discussions or anything. So there's like the scrutiny and everything. So that.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for sharing that. So not all doctors are devotees, but you have a proper selection criteria over that.
So as of now, all the doctors who are in the health forum, they're all initiated, and then we have some doctors who are from other Maharaj's disciples, also very, very in that reverential and serving Maharaj.
Yeah, wonderful. Right. So any devotee, any question, please, this is the time you can ask Prabhuji. Anything you have in mind you wanted to ask? Okay, so there is a question from Sumedha Mataji. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Danvat Pranam. Prabhuji, I am recently sheltered disciple of Guru Maharaj. So I have just completed my MBBS. So I wanted to know that how can I serve Guru Maharaj? Like, what are the requirements to become capable of the health team you were mentioning, and what all can be done on my part?
That's very nice of you to say this, Mataji. We might be very happy if you can contribute in any way for him. So it's part of our seva. So not many get a chance. And of course, Guru Maharaj says, not able to do Vapu Seva, do Bani Seva. So you can give your contact details to Shiromani Mataji. You know Shiromani Mataji?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay. So if Akshay Prabhu can you can share my number. So Mataji can just give her details to me, and then I will pass on her details to Shiromani Mataji, and we can take it forward from there.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I'm literally incapable of that, but I just aspire that I learn something and become capable of serving him. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
You're welcome. You're most welcome.
Mother, you can just WhatsApp me, and I hope you have my number. I'm the one who sent.
Prabhuji, I recently, like, this is the first time I'm joining this meeting. Like, I had this great fortune of today joining. So I'll maybe I should text you right here, Zoom chat maybe.
Yeah, I've shared my number. Mother, you can just ping me, and I'll share Prabhu's number with you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
So, any other devotee, any question? Anything you want to ask Prabhuji? तुम्हें कुछ पूछना? प्रभुजी? Okay.
So, if there are no questions, then with your kind permission, I will take leave. So,
Okay.
back to Guru Maharaj service. Bless me that I can do some service here. And sorry, I couldn't speak anything appropriately or anything. I apologize. Thank you all for being there.
Thank you. Abhay Charan Prabhu, you want to say something? I'm not sure.
I think Abhay Charan Prabhu is right outside the room.
Oh, he's right outside. Okay, maybe.
Could I be heard?
Harish, your voices.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, so thank you, Prabhuji, for such wonderful pastimes of Guru Maharaj and such inspiring insights. How the truth happens in the background. So we'd like to thank you on behalf of all the assembled devotees by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Dandavat pranam, Hare Bol. Jai. Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.